All right, so let's take a look at that solo. All of these notes come from the F major scale. However, the chord progression is centered around G, so I'm thinking G Dorian. Start it off like this. Now what I'm doing here is I'm sliding from the 4th fret into the 5th fret, a little chromatic sequence here, on the high E string, going down to the 6th fret B, 7th fret G. And this actually outlines a D minor triad. And the D minor triad is one of the triads that occur in F major. And I'm going to continue this triad idea, descending all of the notes from the F major scale. But now that you know the modes, let's start calling it G Dorian, okay? So we just played down a D minor triad from the G Dorian scale. Next, we're going to descend a C major triad. I'm going to take the 8th fret of the B, 5th fret of the B, 5th fret of the G. Put those two ideas together. I've played this. Okay, I'm moving down. Now I'm going to descend a B flat major triad. I'm going to start on the 6th fret to the 3rd fret on the B, to the 3rd fret of the G. Now I'm going to go up to the 5th fret and play the 5th fret on the B, G, and D strings. And end up that phrase with a little bluesy thing where I'm going to slide from the 3rd fret to the 5th fret on the D, grab the 5th fret on the B string, and slide back down 2 frets. So here's that whole first idea. Okay, immediately following that little bluesy idea with the 6s, I'm going to jump up into 10th position, and I'm just going to descend. I'll have a little sequenced run. Sounds like this. Okay, so what I'm doing here is starting off on the 10th fret on the high E string, playing that 2 times, then playing 13, 10, 12 on the high E. So the first little idea sounds like this. Now I'm going to play 13B back to 10E. I put all that together, here's what we get. Okay, and I'm going to continue that sequence all the way down. I'm going to play 2 times on the 11th fret of the B, then 13, 10 on the B. If I go back to the beginning of this phrase, here's what we've done. Okay, now 11B, 12G, 10B, then 10, 12, back to 9 on the G. Here's what I've done so far. Now I'm going to hit that 9th fret on the G one more time and play back to the 10th fret on the G, jump down to the 7th fret of the G, and play back to the 9th fret on the G, 10th fret on the D, 7 G, 8, 10 on the D, 7 2 times on the D, 8 1 time on the D, back to 10 on the A. Not done yet, but let's review a little bit. Here's what we've done. Okay, next riff sounds like this. Okay, so I'm going to use some hammer-ons and pull-offs now. I'm going to play a hammer on and pull off between the 7th fret and the 8th fret on the A string. So it'll be 7, 8, pull off back to 7. Down to 10 on the E, 7, 8, 10 on the A. Sounds like this. And I do that again. And I finally end the phrase by bending a half step on the 7th fret of the A string. And I release the bend. So I bend up a half step, release it, and then I just kind of shake it up and down a couple times. Okay, so here's the whole phrase. Okay, in the next section, I'm just going to outline the chords that I'm soloing over. I'm going to play on the D and the G string and take part of the G minor 7 chord. And then I'm going to play on the 2nd fret of the D, 3rd fret of the G, so I take part of the C7 chord. Okay, and that sets up the next idea, which sounds like this. Okay, so what I'm doing here, using some open strings, I'm going to play 3rd fret of the G, pull off to the open G, and then 5th fret of the D. So I have actually 2 Gs in a row. 3rd fret G, pull off to the open G, 5th fret of the D string, which is also the note G. And I play those 3 notes 5 times. Okay, now I'm going to have a similar idea, but because I want to outline the chords, I'm going to play the next idea starting on the note E. This will outline the C7 chord. I'm going to play 5th fret of the B string, 3rd fret of the G, pull off to the open G. And I'll play that idea 5 times. And then I'll add an extra open G after that 5th time. So if I put that together, here's what it sounds like. And I do that whole thing twice. Okay, the next idea, I'm just going to use some double stops. I'm going to play on the 3rd fret of the G and the B, and move that up to the 5th fret, same 2 strings. And this outlines the chords perfectly. It outlines the G minor 7, and it outlines the C. Okay, the next idea sounds like this. So what I'm doing here, I'm doing kind of a rake, just outlining a G minor chord. What I'm trying to do is rake across the D, G, and the B string. I have 5th fret D, 3rd fret G and B. But I'm trying to get to the 5th fret of the B string. That's the note I'm really shooting for. And then I shake it up and down a couple times. Coming back 3 to 5 on the B, 3 on the G. Finally ending up with this little run. Sounds like this. Okay, so what I'm doing here, I'm playing 2 to 3 on the D, 5 to 2 on the G. So it sounds like this. So after playing this, those first 4 notes, I'm going to slide up to the 3rd fret of the G string and play 3-5, and then 6-3 on the B. Put those 2 ideas together, sounds like this. Sliding up again, I'm going to play 5-6 on the B, and then 8-5 on the high E. So far we've done this. And I'm going to end up with 4 notes. 6 to 5 on the B, 7 to 5 on the G. Okay, so that whole last phrase sounds like this. Remember, same notes as F major, but we're going to try and center our ideas around G rather than F. All right, have fun with that jam track.